Hey, Jono. My name is Van der Puchert, and this is a very special episode of Finding Frequency. Jonathan, how you doing, my man?
I'm good.
So, for you listening to this, Jonathan is one of my dearest friends. I haven't known him for that long. It's 4 years, right, Jono?
Yeah,
4
yeah.
years is a fair amount of time, yeah. My brother from another mother. That's what I call you. So, just a bit of context if you listen to this. So, I've mentioned Jonathan a few times on Finding Frequency. He's a dear friend, someone who influences me all the time, puts me on the straight and narrow, but also someone who is way too humble. I've asked him a few times to give me some of his thoughts for Finding Frequency, and then he says yes, but then continues to do his own thing anyway. So, Jonathan, just to give everybody a bit of context, like, where are you from and like, how did we meet?
We did meet during an event called UX Poland. At that time, you were talking about your experience as an admin in South Africa, and
Yeah.
I felt like we had things to talk about. So I reached out to you after that event, and I think a few months later, you came to my city. So I was living in Krakow at that time, and
Yeah.
you hit me up. You told me, "Hey, how about taking a drink?" And yes, that's it.
Yeah. And then you got stuck with the South African for the rest of your life. That's how we roll, man. But I mean, that's actually always an interesting point because at this UX Poland event, when I came to Poland the first time, I met my wife
Voila.
and I met one of my best friends. So that is extraordinary in its own. The other thing I wanted to ask you, Jono, is that we've kind of gone through a whole journey with this pandemic. We've spoken about it so many times. We've actually put our own podcast on a little bit of a break because there's so much complexity and things we had to deal with. And I think even in our friendship, we've gone through all ups and downs. But that's not what I want to talk about in Finding Frequency. In Finding Frequency, I believe that there's always something extraordinary, even if it's really small in your daily life. But I wanted to also throw it out to you, Jonathan. Like, what is it that you find extraordinary about your day to day? What is the simple thing that kind of keeps you going?
My partner. That's it, man. It's
Yeah.
right now we have been both extremely stressed, like everybody else on this damn planet, right? And despite all of that, we keep going, and we take each day the way it comes to us. We don't try to overthink it, and we try to make the most of it. So I feel extremely blessed to have somebody that is my partner and my best friend at that point. So yeah, that's extraordinary. That's
Yeah.
extraordinary.
I agree with that. I mean, I've met Anetka a few times. She is definitely amazing. You're a lucky man, sir.
I am
You are very lucky. But then also you have me as your friend, so you're like double lucky
double lucky, double lucky.
because I'm so humble, you know. Also, I think that the one thing that I wanted to also share here, and I always share things about my son on Finding Frequency, is many times we will talk and I'll tease him and I'll say to Francie, I don't have friends. I don't have friends here. Like, and I'll like refer to myself and then pointing out that he's got a lot of little friends. And he'll always turn to me, but Tata, you've got Guy, because he calls Jonathan the guy. You
Yeah,
got the guy,
the guy.
Jonathan. Yeah, the guy. And also this morning when
guy.
we were walking to the kindergarten, because that's one of the reasons I'm late with our call today, is like we walked to the kindergarten. I said, listen, Francie, I'm going to talk to my friend Jonathan today. And he says to me, yeah, that's good, that's good. But he's also my friend. So Jonathan, I wanted to like just point out that Francie also believes that you're his friend. He
Fair enough.
considers you, Buzz Lightyear, and Woody as his mates. So you're in good company, my friend.
Yeah, I'm honored to say the least. Next to heroes, I have the whole stories in my DVDs in background. So thank you, friends.
Great, Jonathan. Thank you for doing this, my friend, and thank you for listening to this. But now Jonathan and I need to go and record an episode of Block Thinking.
See you. And listen to Finding Frequency. It's very good. It's very good.
Thanks, Jono. Let's do this.